Okay, we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Do we have a flag?
We do, right here.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we're missing Danny, who I thought was going to be here, and Robin, who had told me last week he had a prior commitment.
Yeah, he's up there doing security up there.
Yeah, but he said he was going to try to get it up, to work a schedule. I told him that, we certainly understood if he couldn't. All right, first thing we need to do elections, because it's actually a new year. So we need to elect a chair, vice chair, and secretary.
I nominate Leslie Berlin for chair.
Second.
Any other nominations? You guys are voting members, so, all right,
All in favor?
all in favor?
Aye.
Vice chair? I nominate Cindy.
Second.
Any other nominations? All in favor?
Aye.
And secretary? I nominate Jay.
I second that.
Any other nominations? All in favor?
I abstained.
Okay. I did pass out a road committee ordinance, just so we all have a...
That must be in my mailbox, isn't it? I think it's in
You should have a book.
I just passed it out.
You should have a book just like this in your
The
mailbox.
road committee ordinance, you're ahead of yourself.
Oh, okay.
No, they're two different ones.
So there's one,
This is the road ordinance.
Yeah, Jennifer I asked for the road committee, she initially did the road ordinance, and... I didn't give you one of those?
No, I just got this.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Anyway, I wanted to make sure that everybody had a copy of it, so we know what our new rules are, and they're basically pretty much the same. The important things are, we have our specified list of duties, and then any other duties to be performed shall be voted on and approved in advance by the majority of the committee. So that pretty much gives us a, free rein to look at a lot of different things, which I think is important. I wanted to clarify last week with the selectmen as far as contacting outside agencies. Because I know Dave asked me to contact about DEP about permitting. And I was a little unclear as far as, if a road commissioner asks us to do something, and especially when you guys are members of the committee, what were the parameters that we needed to work with? And the answer I got pretty much was basically where we can, if you guys ask the committee to do something, we can do it, but they would like to see it be asked at a meeting.
At a road committee meeting.
At a road committee meeting, yes. So, you can ask us to do the calls on the permitting.
Okay.
So we can do it.
Okay.
And that way, we're covering our bases as far as, doing things the right way.
Okay.
Because we want to do it the right way.
Yeah.
So, why don't you go ahead and do that now, and that way we'll put that to bed, and we can make the phone calls that need to be made.
So I'm just asking you guys to make the phone calls to DEP.
Right. And this is for West Shore, I believe, right?
Okay, so West Shore Drive, so if you guys would make the calls to DEP for the West Shore Drive, I suppose culvert.
Okay. Okay. So we'll start working on that.
All right.
All right. And
I think the other thing that we probably should think of, I know it's not gonna happen tomorrow as far as snow goes, but on East Shore Drive, the turnaround easement.
okay, yeah, it's one of our
Because I mean,
duties.
I don't know how long that's gonna take. So,
The paperwork, I believe, is something you can.
Yeah, we've done it before.
I just figured you might gotta think about it, we'll get the ball
Sure,
rolling.
all you have to do is identify the property owner to us, and then that we've got forms, and we present it to them. They have to come in and have it notarized in the town. The town hall send them a letter saying, here's your easement, read it, bring it in, and then it'll be notarized in the town hall, and Jennifer will keep it.
Right.
And that covers us.
Okay.
Peck Road didn't have one either on your side, and I'm trying to remember the other two that we already had done. Oh, I know, one of them is Willow. Willow, yeah, because you're turning around the driveway there. And another one was down on Hawk.
Yeah, speaking of, did you guys ever get the ball rolling on that, or what?
Didn't you have all of the paperwork done in prior years? And then it was
Yes,
given to
Elise has all these prior, everything ready, except the letter from the town. It has we have the forms and everything up there for the 3 turnarounds.
Well, because I was talking to a gentleman on Hawk Road the other day when I was coal patching, he told me where we were turning around, supposedly he was gonna buy that piece of property, it's on the tax map, and that guy's septic system is across the road, we've been turning around.
Oh, terrific.
So I was like, oh man, we've just been turning around there for a little while now, and that's why I was gonna ask next meeting if we have it, but I guess I'd have to look on the tax map myself and see if it's really in there. I was in the guy's driveway at Hawk Road.
Yeah, I did too.
He said it's on the, he said it pumps across, there's a pump station that pumps across the road. And where we've been turning around, we don't really turn around there, it's always just too muddy to turn around, they usually back up and go down the road, but still we push our snow up in there and stuff, so I guess you have to look into that a little further.
Sure.
I'll send an email out to see if we can, to see if Elise has given the selectmen back that paperwork.
Yeah, because
And if not, we're gonna need to get it,
yeah, because
because,
I'd like to get it, I'd like to get it sooner, because that turnaround needs to be built anyway, there's really not an actual turnaround. We're gonna build the turnaround and pave it, but I ain't gonna do nothing now until I find out what the septic system is.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, you can't.
There should be,
We need to have it signed off, just cover our butts.
there should be a plan in down here
Okay.
as to where that septic
Yeah.
is. So, that's another, another thing. All right, so it's on Hawk.
Yeah, that's what he was telling me the other day, which,
Mhm.
All right, we can get a hold of Ken
okay.
and see if we can find out exactly where that is, so we can address that. And I'll, like I said, I'll send some emails out to the selectmen and to Elise, find out where that paperwork is. Because there's no sense in doing that work again if it's already done.
Right,
And we
yeah.
just need to execute the documents.
Okay.
I know East Shore, there's nothing that's been done there, because
Okay,
It changed.
years ago, there was never a house there,
Right.
and now there's a house.
okay,
So basically what we have to do now is back up the hill and we've been turning around Pete Smith's driveway, but I
okay.
don't know if he wants to continue having us do that.
I'd call him, I don't think he has
That's a
any problem.
driveway easement if he doesn't care.
The only thing is, it's kind of a pain.
They gotta back.
You gotta plow down, and then there's not even a spot to push off to the side, and then you back all the way up, and you back down. It's kind of a pain.
Yeah,
It's probably 800 feet.
It's a good challenge.
Yeah, okay. All right, so I'll get those out. I want to try to do that this evening when I get home. That way it'll be done.
We'll just have to figure out where we can turn around down there, that's.
Mhm. If you want, we'll go down and take a look at it with you anytime. Yes. And I would like to see the one on Hawk Road because that affects the map. Remember the maps we did?
Yeah.
All right, So that pretty much, I mean, this is, why doesn't everyone take a look at this, and then, at our next meeting, if there's any questions that, or anything that we need to clarify, that way you get time to, look at the final document and, we can, take it from there. So, all right, Loop Road submitted an application for Article 43 money. They're looking for, it's the private road money.
Where's Loop Road?
Loop Road is right off Milton.
Oh, right after the bridge?
Yeah.
Oh.
They're looking for $1,300, and Cindy and I went there the other day, and I'd heard a lot of things about how horrible Loop Road was, and was very surprised at what a nice job that Scott had done with that road. So, I think that, I think the committee should approve the $1,300.
Where's this money coming from?
There's a
Article
statute.
43, the statutory fund that we voted in last year,
Yeah.
that stays there.
It doesn't come out of either of your budgets.
Yeah, it's a dedicated,
How much money is in it?
non-lapsing.
It was
50,000.
50,000 initially. This is the fourth association that has applied for money. The other three associations, the first three, all got 3,000 each. And then, so there's still a chunk of money there. And, I'm actually kind of surprised that more associations haven't applied for money.
Do they know about it?
Right.
Just the thing.
Yeah, they do know about it.
It was late getting everything together though last year, getting it organized, how they were going to put the money out. And by then, many of the roads had already had their work done,
Yeah, right.
so it was too late. And so I think we'll see this summer a lot of this coming in.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
Loop Road looked good, I had seen it before, and boy, they did a good job. Scott Woody,
Scott,
good work.
Yeah,
Because wasn't it like hot top and county dirt?
Oh, yeah, it's,
yeah, it's half hot top, half gravel, and it's unbelievable, especially with everything I had read, that how bad it was, and people were complaining, and,
yeah.
but he really did a nice job.
Do we take a vote on this?
Yes. So,
So I'll make a motion that we approve, or we recommend to the selectmen to approve the $1,300.
Second?
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Grant applications, update and approvals. We have not received an answer on H Road, because that grant was filed. In September, we have West Shore Drive, like 95% done. We just couldn't get it all pulled together before that June deadline, so that one's almost done. Joe, we need to start looking at New Bridge. I have,
That's actually one of my roads I want to pave this fall,
okay,
because it's a mess. We can't plow it, the shim's coming off, and I can't coal patch it any more than, that's all I did was Band-Aid what I could.
Yeah, no,
But it's,
it's a mess.
it's a mess. It needs to be paved. I actually met with F.I. Carroll today, and so we kind of have to figure that out. And the other, if we wait for the grant money to do that culvert, how long, I can't,
You're not
we
gonna
can't
be-
wait
you're not-
2 years.
yeah, you're not gonna do it.
However long it's going to take.
I wonder, could we get reimbursed if we do it? Is that something we?
I don't know, I can,
And that might be, if you could get reimbursed, that might be something to
Yeah,
talk about, to discuss. But from what I've heard from a lot of people that have dealt with grants, it's a long, drawn-out process. I think it's good if you can get the money, but it's, I can't prolong paving that road because of that culvert. I can't do it.
now, how far along are your discussions with F.R. Carroll?
How far along?
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean?
Did you get prices from them
Oh, yeah,
yet?
oh, yeah, well, I'm already on their paving list for East Shore Drive, that's getting paved this year,
Okay.
because that road is in shambles.
Did you look at the RSMS at all to see what was recommended through that?
On East Shore,
On the whole town?
I actually haven't even, I don't have the, well, you have that, somebody has it. Who-
Yeah, it's right in town.
Okay.
Yeah.
East Shore Drive is not really a whole lot, there's no culverts, there's nothing on that road, so to speak. I mean, we're gonna take the overburden off the sides and get it so that water can drain and get off the road, you know.
You gonna do chip seal or?
No, we're doing a shim and overlay on that road. And each, Hopper Road, Newbridge Road, we're gonna do a shim and overlay, heavy shim and overlay.
How long will that last?
The last time that was paved, the Winchell Senior was road commissioner.
Started in the 90s, right?
That hasn't been, a lot of the roads just haven't been touched for so
Yeah.
long.
Yeah.
You know, but then if you go back through and put a top coat, you know, next year or something, or not next year, in a couple of years, you just gotta, next year we need to be aggressive on the paving.
How
How
long?
about crack sealing? What, have you two talked about that, and getting somebody in here to do the whole town? But that's about saving money with the crack sealing. We gotta try to keep what we have too.
Yeah, but my roads is not even worth crack sealing any of my roads, there's nothing there to work with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, you look at Buzzell Road, Miami Shores, Newbridge,
I mean, those-
they're beyond crack ceiling.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't have a road that's even worth crack sealing.
I mean, I do, but I need all my paving money this year, like, I gotta do something like a dump, that's gonna get, you know, if, that's one of my spots that's gonna be done, is, and I still gotta put a top coat on Gavin Road, that piece that's spotted last year needs to have a top coat on it, and I gotta do something at the dump, I can't keep washing out in the winter time, so.
Oh, that's a mess.
So that's gonna get done this year, then I actually met with Michelle for this today, and she doesn't think I'd be able to get any more money, but she said if we budget enough for next year, I might be able to get, if we can budget next year for the right amount, I kind of, if I get more money next year, then we can, kind of, because $100,000, you can't do anything with that.
Well, you can't catch up, I mean, we're so far behind right now, like, if I can do everything I wanna do, I'll be able to pave almost 3 miles of road this year.
I mean, we're just gonna have to, the town is just gonna have to suck it up at some point.
You really need to
We
be
need
paving
to-
at least 3 miles a year.
We need to increase the budgets for the roads because we need to get them back in shape.
And,
It's not gonna happen without money.
No. But coming into this year, in my situation, you know, well, both of us really, you can't, where it was my first year, I don't wanna go in and say, hey, I want, you know, $350,000, $400,000. I didn't have a plan. You know, now I see what roads need attention and what needs to be done. I'm gonna meet with that fire in the fall. And so when it's budget time, I have some budget numbers to work with.
Right.
As opposed to just shooting at the hip, which is basically what I did this spring, but I didn't have any guidance or, I hadn't been through the process yet.
Right. And
What we
then-
should have is a separate budget where we put money in every year for future
Capital
paving.
improvements.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
dedicate it to paving, so at least there's some there when something,
Well, once we get the roads paved, then it's gonna be all about maintaining them.
That's
But
what
we can't maintain what's not there.
Right. And believe me, I understand exactly what you're saying, and, you know, we've shortchanged the roads for so many years that you're behind the 8 ball, both of you, as far as what you have to work with, or you don't have enough money to do the job properly.
So you gotta kind of, you know, I had one particular complaint, which has been ongoing down on East Shore Drive. My hands are tied, you know, I could only do so much, and, you know, people don't understand that their road is not it's not the worst road, there's other roads out there. But, so,
Now,
we'll just keep moving forward. And next year, we'll try to be aggressive with the paving and get a jump on a lot of these roads. I mean, County Road, that's, you know, that needs attention. If I can get Hopper Road completed, I don't know if I will be able to with all the money that I have, but we're gonna have to do something down there.
what do you think we need to do then with that grant for Newbridge? Do you think we should,
Well, I think if you find out if it got approved, but we went ahead and did the project anyway, could we get reimbursed?
That would be terrific,
All right.
yeah.
Let me see if I can get a hold of John McLean. I don't think.
Because if that's not an option, then, well, we're just gonna have to go ahead and pave it.
So we saw a new bridge road, were we gonna replace that whole culvert, is that what you wanna do? Just replace the whole culvert?
There's a problem down below the culvert too, where the road overtops.
I
Where
think
the
there's a
driveway is. There's a driveway there with a driveway culvert, but it overtopped,
Oh.
you know what I mean, right across there, and,
In between the two driveways.
Oh,
But it
yeah.
happens every year, I guess, in the spring.
yeah, but that's not good for a new road.
Right.
If we're gonna be paving it, that should be, and that may be his problem depending on where it is,
Whose problem?
the driveway.
Oh,
All right, let me get a hold of John McLean, who handles the grants.
right.
He's also going to be in teaching the gravel road class in the end of July. I don't think I ever answered you, did I?
Yeah, what do we have to do this?
AWA is handling the registration,
So what do
so
we,
if you go onto AWA's website,
all right.
or Jennifer can print you out the registration form
Mhm.
to take the class.
So what do we do with the registration, or it's like send to them or something? or-
Yeah, just send it.
Yeah, she'll probably send it in, it's a $20 fee, but probably the town will pay for
The
you
town should
guys.
pay for you
I would think
guys.
so.
Yeah, the
I
town
don't think it
will.
goes to, I just didn't know,
Yeah.
I know we had to bring it that day or what.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's, I've already sent mine in. Actually, I talked to Linda yesterday, at AWA. I'm the only one that has registered so far.
All right, I'll stop in tomorrow, see her, and see if she can.
Okay.
My check was in the mail.
It was in the, okay. Yeah, I talked to a couple other private roads and other people are going too. But John is teaching the class, and he's the one that handles the grants
Right.
also, so.
So when should we get back about the H road?
You know, he had told me that he thought that the applications would have an answer end of June and by mid-July at the latest.
Because we gotta take that culvert out anyway, 'cause from the beavers and stuff, I'm gonna hopefully trap them here pretty soon, but I'm not every day cleaning that thing out, so I got a mound of sticks this size, so we're gonna get down there with the excavator, all that stuff out, we gotta do something with that bank, because it keeps washing out, so we're gonna, we were talking the other day, kinda just wait and see what happens, and
Yeah.
we're probably gonna put that all in riprap in there, and see what we can do with that water, from keep washing out in there. Would've been,
He couldn't answer questions before because the grant period was open, and when the grant period is open, questions have to go through a committee.
oh, yeah,
So
so you're
now
saying.
that it's closed, so I should be able to call him and talk to him about this and find out, you know, try to get an answer for you, and then find out ask what the status is on the grants.
All right.
So, I'll call him tomorrow. Culvert clean out, I emailed Joe Dorio, who was gonna do that for the private roads, to try to get estimates. I have not heard back from him.
I heard back, he's planning on trying to do it in September they want the private road group tying all the private roads together and get a sucker truck to come in the fall to do one road after another, clean out the culverts and get them ready, and we were hoping that could come out of the Article 43 funds. So,
Yeah, I mean, as long as it comes out of there, because we're gonna need every dollar we can get, so.
Yeah, no, these are for private roads, so it.
yeah, this is coming out of, this is not in your budget.
Yeah, we wanna make sure that people in the private roads know that, you know, these things are going on, which is why we put them on our agenda, so they know that, you know, they watch the tape and, you know, see that, you know, we're trying to work for that
Right.
too. Easements, we've already talked about. Bridge and culvert updates and signage. We got the HEB.
Thing, we still don't have the sign up. We still don't have legal signage on that bridge. And what they want is an E2 sign on it. We're responsible, they put it, we're responsible for the main side to do that.
So
in a brief run-through, what did they say about the bridge? I mean, obviously I haven't looked at it.
Oh, okay, they recommend number 2, but it may, there are several problems with it. Maine and New Hampshire's bridge requirements are different. And when it comes to stream crossing, which we would like to, if possible, use that, because they're going to use, both plans are for a concrete span. One of them is 40 and one is 62. 62 would cover us for the main stream crossing. They require 1.2% over what you have. Bank stream. And New Hampshire is a little less, but they have another requirement that's different too. It's a matter of coordinating between the two towns. New Hampshire is not going to have any money for, I believe, 12 years. And Milton is not interested in that bridge at all. So he put in a proposal for us to just patch the bridge on our side only, and that was $95,000 to just do what he feels would be a temporary patch. To do the whole, the plan 2 is $870,000, I believe. But we may have to go to $1.4 million if we want to get some funding from the state, from a grant, any kind of grant to go with it. Otherwise, we're stuck. New Hampshire does have bridge money available in 12 years for them. Maine has no provision for this yet. And we will continue to look at grants, because federal grants, hopefully you keep your fingers crossed, they're all talking about putting through an infrastructure bill. If we get that, we'll be on it as best we can. It's interstate, so it may qualify. They had last time around, they had interstate grants that were special and separate. And that might be something we could tag into. So we'll try. It's a lot of money, and also they want, well, when you get, your book is upstairs, read the letter on top and call me anytime and I'll go over it with you, because we've been through a lot with this. Right now, the biggest thing is trying to get it cleaned up.
Right. Well, that's why I got an estimate to repair the cement abutment that got busted over the winter.
Yeah.
And then I've been in contact with the fence mainline fence for the guardrail.
Yeah.
So I wanted to go ahead with that anyway, because that way we can get the Jersey barriers on there, kind of clean it out, and then I can get some arrow signs on the guardrails, and I do have to put some curve signs, like sharp corner ahead or something before.
Yeah, that's a brutal corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People just drive too fast, is basically what it boils down to.
Yeah.
But there should be a sign up there. I know we talked about it over the winter, but we couldn't really do anything in the winter time, so.
Yeah, but we better have the E2, because that's the one that specifies weight.
Yeah.
Just one on the Upper Road?
Yeah.
Is that bridge posted?
It's posted on the other side for weight.
Yeah, but but they put up the wrong side too. Road posting signs are different than bridge posting.
Yeah, I passed the landscape.
But at least there is a weight sign on the New Hampshire side.
Yeah, there's a weight sign on our side too, but the problem with our signs is both of them are road signs, they're not bridge signs. And the same with Milton just put up a sign on their side. Again, it's a road sign, not a bridge sign. And you have to be, where the signage is all universal, they want E2, they specify it in here. And you'll have four properties involved with legal issues in the bridge. So that would be something we want the planning board to take a look at.
I was just going to say, that's planning board.
That's planning board.
That's quite a project.
And warrant and finance, I would like to think could step up and expand their role and look for getting us money. How we're going to pay for them, no matter what we do, whether we borrow money and do a bond, or however, but we know, I mean, we got three tough ones.
Cindy, the problem is, Warren Finance is an advisory board. They don't have any power to do anything. They can look at it, just as we do, but they have no, it's going to be the selectmen that's going to make those decisions.
But they may need help with finding money. And that's going to, and deciding the best way, this is a lot, and especially if we get hit. The canal could be closed anytime, and that when that comes back in, we've got a 50% there, we're gonna own all of West Shore, and then 50% of Row. So we're talking probably between the three of them, over $2 million.
So the 95,000 just to fix that, so what would they do to the bridge?
It's not to fix.
They listed,
Just like-
no, they
It's
list
just
right
a
in
patching.
here. They
So what
list
would
right
they
in
do?
here, that's the patching, fixing, keeping it together until the real work is done. But you saw the numbers on the bridge, and the number was a 28 on it. They rate them from 1 to 100. Once you go under 50, you're a candidate just for replacement. So we're just putting Band-Aids on this now, and where the deck of the bridge hadn't been cleared off, he was unable to see the hole that's going down, that's causing the spalling on the right-hand side downstream. But there's a hole right on the deck that streams right down through, and that's dissolving. That's something we could patch up, but you'll see, when he's got a copy up there, go through it, and anytime I'll go over with you. And I used to live next to it, so it's very close to my heart.
So we've got a lot of money that the town's gonna have to come up with
Yeah.
in order to.
So you're really talking about closing the canal bridge?
Yeah,
All right.
well, it's 6,000 pounds now, and there's 2 holes on the top. And I don't know if you noticed on the New Hampshire side, the guardrail is suspended in midair. There's nothing underneath that.
Only half of it.
Yeah,
It's
and,
attached on the main side, but it's not attached on the New Hampshire side. It's just kind of like hanging in midair.
but and there's a design over in Wakefield for it already. We need to get a look at that because they worked with HEB. And we went to their presentation, so they do have plans, and they may have money coming in from their earlier bridge thing. They had a big presentation on these bridges last fall that we went to. I don't know, we've got to catch up with them. But yeah,
And
the car goes nosedives into that, that's our liability.
If they close that bridge, new bridge is gonna take a beating because of the boat ramp. And people are not gonna be taking their boats out and going up Young's Ridge, up that big hill,
Right.
towing their boats. They're gonna be going right down the bridge.
Well, they won't be able to get over the bridge.
Yeah.
That's not if they can't, no, if they can't get over the bridge, that's
If
where
they
they're
can't go over
gonna
the
go.
bridge,
Huh?
if they can't go over the bridge, can they even get to New Bridge?
Yeah, the bridge is on the other side.
Okay,
the bridge is
oh,
on
New
the
Bridge,
other
I
side,
keep
yeah.
mixing it up with the other side. You're right, yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, and then gravel road maintenance workshop is the 31st. Joe, are you thinking about going?
Think about it, the 31st.
31st, it's a Wednesday. It's 8 to 12.
Yeah.
So it's only half a day. And I offered up Langley Shores to use as the gravel road, what do you call it, the
Example.
example, yeah. So I figured that my road would be a good one, because I'd like to know what we're doing right and what we're doing wrong. So, because we've had some major problems on that road. This is the private part, Joe.
Right.
We've had, and we've also put $40,000-$50,000 into the road, to try to mitigate the erosion going into the lake. So we've, we'd like to see what we're doing right and what we're doing wrong, so we can fix whatever that is. So, anyone else have anything? No?
No public comments.
Nope, I know.
Unless you'd like to make a comment.
You guys all have our emails, right?
Yep.
So if you have anything that you want put on the agenda, anything that you think we need to address, just shoot me an email, I'll make sure that it goes on the agenda, and we can, get these things addressed. I'll keep you all apprised on what I discover on those phone calls that I make. And, how often do you think you guys think we need to meet?
I don't think, once a month.
Once a month, probably.
Yeah, unless anything comes up.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess, what is it like, the first, well, I guess we do the end of the month, probably. And if anything happens throughout the month,
Yeah.
we can do like I don't know, like the last, what is it, Wednesday of the month, probably? That
Sure,
works.
that works.
The last Wednesday of the month, all right, you wanted,
That works with you guys. I think
That's good with
If anything
me.
happens throughout the month, we can talk about it.
okay.
Start in August or start in July?
Probably August,
Yeah.
Yeah, because this would actually be our
So,
our July meeting. All right, so the last Wednesday of the month. And you want to have it
I was right at the selectmen meeting.
right after the selectmen meeting?
It should be in their new role by then, so it should be.
Yeah.
Or it'll be, Virginia will have us down here again?
Sharp.
Yeah, I think you have to make it a time though. I don't know if you can just say, so just say 7.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that way I'll let Jennifer know, and, like I said, definitely, if there's anything that you think needs to go on the agenda, please let us know, let me know, and I'll make sure it gets on there, and, we'll move forward. When you talk to FR Carroll about New Bridge, let me know.
I already did. I've met with him twice already.
Oh, you have, oh, okay, okay.
I met with him before, when did I meet with him?
Was that 2 weeks ago or something?
Yeah, it was before the town meeting, election, it was a couple weeks before that.
Okay.
And then I met with him this morning.
Jerry Douglas, yeah.
No, I met with Frank Jr.
Jerry has nothing to do with that
Right.
far, like, he's just like, he goes around everywhere, like, he's not, he can call him and ask for advice, but he has nothing to do with that project.
Right.
Oh, okay.
He works with Allstate Paving, Incorporated, that's what he works for. But
Okay, so, can I move to adjourn?
Yeah. Do I hear a second?
again,
All in favor?
Yes.
Good night. Thanks